Hi, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to another Vegan Primary Care live session. Hello, this is Dr. Scott Harrington coming to you live from my doctor's office at veganprimarycare.com, where you can see a vegan doctor as your primary care doctor from the comfort of your own home from most U.S. states. If you happen to live in Florida, then I'm also open for in-person visits Fridays in Pinellas Park, just north of St. Petersburg. Come see me, not just for a one-time consultation, but also as your primary care doctor, someone who gets to know you and someone who can be your health advocate. Because I'm licensed in most US states, even if you move, you don't have to change doctors. If you're a vegan, then get a doctor who gets you. If you haven't adopted a plant-based diet yet, you are still welcome to be my patient. But beware, a healthy vegan diet, exercise, and lifestyle changes will always be my first recommendation. My goal is to help you take control of your health, and through the power of a healthy lifestyle, we'll work to heal your chronic conditions, with the ultimate goal of helping you come off your chronic medications in many cases. For my patients who cut out animal products altogether, you will not only be helping yourself feel better, but you will also do your part to end animal suffering and to decrease your impact on the environment. In other announcements, we'll be offering vegan primary care patients free weekly weight loss check-ins with weight loss accountability visits on a private Zoom meeting Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. It's called the Get to Your Goal Weight Loss Meeting. There we share weight loss tips and tricks among the vegan primary care community. Remember that this content is for educational and entertainment purposes only. This video is not intended to take place of your own doctor's advice. Okay, we're live streaming to multiple platforms and ready to take your questions. How's it going, everybody? Hey, all right. Hello. Tamara Sergi says, Mom and I say hi. Hello, Tamara. Nice to see you here online. Awesome. Hey, smash the likes or smash a heart. Give me some love. Bam, bam. Awesome. It's good to see you here. Let me know if you have any questions. I did have some events that have happened lately. I was at the Naples Veg Fest this weekend, and it was great. We had lots of questions and lots of buzz about vegan primary care. I was able to give a talk, and we had talks by several prominent vegan doctors and vegan success stories and people who had multiple sclerosis and all sorts of stuff. So it was a really good time. Also, in other news, I'm going to be featured on Chef AJ Live. So it's 11 a.m. Pacific time. So that's 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for folks on the East Coast. So I'm all excited about that. And it's been a big dream of mine to be featured on Chef AJ because she's a big influence, and she speaks with all the what I call the vegan royalty, the vegan royalty docs, and so just to be even included in that, even though I don't consider myself vegan royalty, is a big deal, I think. All right. Well, if you're on today and you're listening and you have a question about your health, let me know. And I'll hopefully get you the best answer I can. Okay. Kristen says, she gives me a wave. How's it going? And then she says, for on those rare occasions a vegan would need hospital services, do you have admitting privileges at any Tampa Bay hospitals? If so, which one? No, Kristen, I do not have admitting privileges. So I rely on other doctors who have hospital privilege, who are already there, hospitalists, and so If anybody ever goes to the hospital, let me know. Let me know what's going on. Of course, hopefully we won't ever get to that point, but there are emergent things that can happen. And as soon as you get out, we'll make sure there's a seamless transition with, you can see me right away via an online visit or Fridays in Pinellas Park. So no, unfortunately, I don't have admitting privileges in local hospitals. Okay, Shirley Narducci says, hello, Doc. How's it going? All right. All right. So Tamara asks, since we don't do oils anymore, are there other good fats that we should be considering? So yes, we know that we should be eating a whole food, plant-based diet with no added salts, oil, or sugar, no SOS. And we know that the oils are inflammatory because they're stripped of all their antioxidants and this sort of thing. We know that they cause constriction of the blood vessels, and they are liquid fats, and they're bad. And you guys have all heard me talk about that. So should you be worried about getting other fats? Well, there's just like you can't separate protein from your food because you get enough protein if you're getting enough calories. It's really hard to separate fats from the whole foods. All food has protein, carbs, and fats to a certain extent. And so you usually don't have to worry about whether you're getting enough fats. Now, there are some essential fats are the omegas, omega-3 and omega-6, but we get plenty of omega-6. It creeps in. So what we're worried about is getting enough omega-3s. And so omega-3s you can get from flax, chia, and hemp seeds. And so it's good. It's good to be getting these. For flax, you have to grind them to get the most absorption. And I recommend at least a tablespoon of flax per day. It has been shown to decrease blood pressure and have effects of prostate and breast health and wide overarching effects of these healthy essential fats. So definitely be adding these into your diet, Tamara. Definitely. Okay. Jen Richards Getchell says, I have Hashimotos. Anything that I need to be conscious as a vegan in regards to Hashimotos? So Hashimoto's thyroiditis, you create antibodies against your own thyroid, an autoimmune disease. And so at times you can be hyperthyroid because the thyroid is being activated and flared up and inflamed. And then there are times where over time the Hashimoto's can kind of burn out the thyroid, and then you're low thyroid. And so it's good in terms of being on a plant-based diet, high in antioxidants. It kind of keeps the autoimmune system normalized, and it can reduce inflammation in general. So in terms of thyroid health in general, though, you want to make sure that you're getting an adequate amount of iodine, which is kind of a trace element that we don't tend to get a ton unless we're eating sea vegetables. So it's 150 micrograms per day is a current recommended dose. That's 2 pinches of Morton's iodized salt, or 1 to 2 servings of sea vegetables per week. Now, if you get more than 500 micrograms per day, that can be also kind of inflammatory or stimulating to the thyroid in a bad way. So what you have to be worried about, Jen, is if you're eating kelp, because kelp is so strong with the iodine that you need to be kind of conscious. You may want to only use sprinkles of kelp because it's so powerful. So that's what I recommend. Being on a plant-based diet kind of keeps the autoimmune diseases kind of simmer down. So I've had patients who have had improvements with their Hashimoto's, but the antibodies, they never go away. They just kind of get simmered down, so to speak. So hope that helps, Jen. Let me know. Once again, let me know the questions that you guys are having. In the Get to Your Goal meetings, I've been talking a lot about setting the conditions. A lot of people in that group are interested in weight loss because, just you've accumulated over time. And my big thing is about don't try to do willpower, try to do skill power. Skill power. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that you want to try to set the conditions and do everything you can to help you have a healthy diet. And so I come from the military. Just in the military, you don't walk into a battle without kind of prepping the battlefield first and knowing what you're going to walk into and being prepared. So, things like meal planning, things like rule setting. Every time my family goes to Outback Steakhouse, I'm going to order the side of spinach and a minestrone soup or something like that. You have a rule. So you don't even have to make the decision. You just, you know what you're going to do and that you're not tempted. If it's in your house, it's in your mouth. Pretend that you're going to fail, so that you want to try to avoid as best you can these types of foods that are just going to really moment on the lips, lifetime on the hips kind of thing. All right. Okay. Jen Richards says, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And Tamara says, I've lost 188 pounds in 5 years. That you'll teach this class. Hey, I believe it. That's very impressive, Tamara. Very impressive. Okay. Veronica says, last time I talked to you about osteoarthritis. When I'm vegetarian for 36 years, you mentioned about D3. Why? I couldn't hear the answer because I was interrupted at work. Okay. One of the problems with being vegan and being basically lightweight is that it is weight-bearing activities that help to improve bone density and make sure that you have bone density. And so, especially in my vegan patients who are very low weight, they have problems with osteopenia and bone density. And so it's important to do weight-bearing exercises, and it's important to eat enough calories that you maintain your weight. You don't want to be getting into a BMI much less than 20, BMI 20, because it starts to kind of be a problem. So that being said, in terms of other nutritional concerns, there's concerns about calcium, and then there's concerns about vitamin D3. So D3 helps with absorption of calcium. And so I recommend 2,000 to 5,000 international units of vitamin D3 per day. You want to get your vitamin D levels from 40 to 70 so that you're having appropriate vitamin calcium absorption. Now, back in the day, we used to tell everyone to take tons of calcium, especially if they had osteoporosis or osteopenia. And what we learned with the Nurses' Health Study, that this can be problematic. And this taking large doses of calcium in pill form had increased people's occurrence of having clotting and heart attacks and this sort of thing. So nowadays, it's not recommended that you get more than 500 milligrams in a pill form. So you're going to want to try to get your calcium from whole foods. You can calculate how much you're getting by using one of those food calculators like Chronometer. Chronometer is a great app. It's free. And you can figure out how much nutrients you're getting. Am I getting enough selenium? Which is big in Brazil nuts. Am I getting enough zinc? Well, who knows? Do the Chronometer app for 1 or 2 days, track what you're eating, and then you'll know what these micronutrients are that you're getting. All right. Veronica says, I have osteoarthritis, not osteoporosis. So osteoarthritis is wear and tear on the bones. If you've ever broken a bone, if you've had significant, a common group of people to have osteoarthritis are football players, because they're always kind of beating up their bones and traumatizing them. This causes osteoarthritis. So arthritis is it's inflammation in the bones. But it's also, the way I think about it is the lining of the bone is not very smooth anymore. It's kind of rugged and rigid, and it's irritated. It causes pain, and arthritis pain is usually worse at the end of the day. It's wear and tear type situation. So eating an anti-inflammatory diet is helpful. Avoiding things that cause vascular problems like smoking and eating a high cholesterol diet are also very helpful. But one of the interesting things about osteoarthritis is that wear and tear hurts, but it's important to maintain your activity with your muscles and bones. It actually will decrease pain in the long run. And so that kind of seems counterintuitive. So if you have osteoarthritis, you think to yourself, oh man, maybe I should just rest and not do these things. Well, the problem is the pain becomes more and more problematic, more and more acute, and you become less tolerant to activity the less activity you do. So it's unfortunate, but you kind of have to kind of work up to that. So definitely increase, stay active. It helps with the bone pain. Okay. Veronica says that I have installed it already. She must mean the Chronometer app. All right, strong work, Veronica. Yeah, it's a fun experiment to do, to see what you're doing with the nutrients. Okay. Tamara says Hippocrates tells us that cashews are inflammatory, related to poison ivy. What's your opinion? Okay, so Tamara must be talking about the Hippocrates Health Institute, and there are a east coast of Florida, South Florida institute that has been kind of on the forefront of healing for a long time, and so they're. I mean, I don't want to sort of stand in the way of what they've said, because there must be something to that. But in the end, there's large studies about the difference, adding nuts to the diet as being beneficial. I know I've kind of gone back and forth about whether nuts are problematic, because I know Dr. Esselstyn is concerned for people who have coronary artery disease and really damaged vessels. Foods that contain fat, high in fat, might be problematic. And nuts actually do contain saturated fat. The good news is that they're also packaged with antioxidants. And when you're eating whole nuts, you're not, you're chewing it up. You're not grinding it down to a nut butter or getting such high particle size where you really absorb it really fast. So definitely whole is better than nut butter. We do know that individuals that processed cashews have intense reactions to cashews when they take off the cashew apple and there's just the gray nut, and separating the nut, they have to wear big plastic gloves to avoid the irritation from the sap, and so that seems kind of problematic. But the cashews are heated, and I believe that this type of these types of proteins or something may be somewhat inactivated, because most people I know don't react to cashews in a very violent way. So I would let it be an individual basis. If you find that you eat cashews and you're having some sort of reaction to it, then don't do it. But totally eliminating cashews out of your diet may be kind of depressing. I don't know. So cashews can be really delicious, and sometimes kind of can manage a craving for you. So long question. Okay. Hope that helps, Tamara. All right. Veronica says that she was an aerobic instructor. Okay. So maybe that was some of the activity that caused some issues in the past. However, I recommend you keep it up. Keep it up. Too much jumping, she says. All right. Tiffany Steinberg says, hey, Doc. Hey, Tiffany. How's it going? All right. Good to see you on here. Okay. Ryan David Sotomayor says, I've been going to the gym for the last 8 months. Wasn't sure what vegan food I should focus on to build more muscle. Usually I've been making vegan chili along with plant-based protein shake. All right. Okay. So this comes up with the question, how do I gain muscle as a vegan? Well, the short answer is eat enough calories and maintain anaerobic weightlifting activities. It's that simple. If the more you exercise, the more you break down the muscle with the weight-bearing activities, the muscle is going to adapt and grow larger. But the caveat is that you've got to consume enough calories to meet your energy requirement. So a lot of times people think about protein shakes. I don't even think of them as protein shakes. I think of them as calorie shakes. It's not, we're already eating tons of protein. You don't need to eat so much more. You just need to make sure that you're getting enough calories that your body isn't having to make this decision about whether they should build or whether they should break something down because they don't have enough calories to meet the requirements. The body is not a hoarder per se. It has to make decisions about, it can only keep up a house if it has enough nutrients for the house. So if there's enough building blocks to meet the requirement, then it will build. If not, it won't build. It will break down. So that's the key. Now, if you find that you just can't meet your calorie requirements without doing some sort of shake, then you can have shakes in the diet. But in general, people are trying to lose weight. And so I try to be careful with the shakes. I say, hey, you can really drink your calories really quickly with a shake. It's a tool. It's pre-digested. It's spun down. It's easy to just, drink a huge caloric shake. So that's the main concern. But if you're trying to gain weight, shakes might be a good tool for you. But we know that this processed protein powder, even when it's vegan, it's really been, bastardized. It's been taken from the pea or wherever they get it, and it's kind of stripped of some of its nutrients. So just do what you said initially, to eat lots of beans and have a variety of, lentils and beans and rice and bean burritos. If you do that, you're going to have tons of protein. Definitely. I hope that helps, Ryan. Veronica says, thank you so much. Tamara says, thank you, Doc Vegan. Okay. Tamara, I did check. There is a Dr. Vegan on Instagram. I don't think they're a doc. I can't tell if they're a doctor or not, though, actually. I think that's just like their name. So, okay. All right. One of the things I've used on some of my other websites, Diagnosis, which was a personality-based website for weight loss, was the tagline, skills, not pills. In general, when you have a plant-based diet and when you're eating in a low-fat way, you're avoiding the need for a lot of pills. So think about heartburn, for instance. If you're eating a diet that's high in fat, the food is going to sit in your stomach, and the acid over time is going to bubble up into your esophagus. You're going to have heartburn. And so just eating a low-fat diet can help you avoid having to take this pill. Eating a diet that's high in fruits and vegetables, and, avoiding alcohol and eating a diet that's low in salt. You can avoid having to have high blood pressure pills. Eating a diet with no or low cholesterol, you can avoid taking cholesterol pills. So skills, not pills. Skills, not pills. I'm big into this. Skill power, not willpower. Like lose weight with techniques and skills, so that you don't have to be subject to all the pills that we have available these days. Okay. For those online right now who are watching right now, I want to hear from you. Sometimes I have questions about people's favorite products. If you have certain favorite products, you can always send me some information about them. Email at Vegan Primary Care. Let me know which ones you like the best. I want them to be plant-based and cruelty-free. Absolutely, vegan. So, yeah, if you have any favorites, let me know. We all have to brush our teeth, and, we all have to, use soap when we wash and all these things. And so it's good to share all the information about the vegan products that you like the best. Okay. Veronica asks, what the heck? Just eggs. What's up with this? Honestly, I've never tried the Just Eggs. I've seen the Just Egg products, and I've never tried them. And so, gosh, I don't want to, throw shade, because with these vegan products like Beyond Meat, Impossible Burger, it is shepherding a lot of people over to the vegan diet. But in the end, these things are really high and usually high in oils and kind of rich, so that I don't recommend them as a health food. I recommend them as an alternative food to help bring you over. Now, so yeah, so just eggs might be very helpful. I'm going to look them up right now while we're talking about it. I'm going to see if I can, like a tofu scramble or something like that would kind of be what I would recommend. Let's see what just eggs says. 0 cholesterol. That's reassuring because that means it's made from plants. Really good eggs, it says. Scrambles like eggs. Fluffs like eggs. Make omelets. What's kind of interesting is the longer that you spend away from these products and eggs, real eggs and things in general, it actually starts to become a little bit of an aversion, where sometimes if I eat something that tastes too much like meat, I actually kind of get a little freaked out nowadays. And so this is why I would potentially avoid a just egg omelet. I wouldn't be opposed to tasting it or something like that, or maybe cooking with it. It's just not my cup of tea anymore. But yeah, these vegan products, these free, meat-free, egg-free, cruelty-free type products, I think are great to shepherd people along. But I recommend whole foods. They're going to be healthy for you. They're going to have more fiber. The foods that look more like meat and cheese are going to have meat and cheese properties like fat, low fiber, stuff like that. So head to head, they are way healthier than the plant-based alternative. Head to head, they are, such as you're going to decrease your animal protein by avoiding burger meat, and you're going to have way less risk for cancer from this. But in general, they are kind of high in they're not necessarily health foods, I guess you could say. Okay. All right. Kristen Backer Alley says, Good Foods brand, queso dip. All right. Lisa Walker says, Forager products are wonderful in small amounts. I made a wild mushroom stroganoff. That sounds really delicious. Okay, Veronica says, right, it's not a whole food. Yes, you gotta love these products for helping people come through, and maybe for baked goods and this and that. But in general, if you want to have optimum health, you want to try to eat the whole foods. Okay, Karen says, FGO organic hibiscus tea for blood pressure. I love it. Hello, Karen. Okay, well, I guess we've come to our time here. Unless we've got some last minute questions, throw them in the chat box right now. We'll see if we can knock them out. All right. It's been a real pleasure seeing everybody here today on the site. I do have kind of a quote. When people are trying to lose weight, or when you're trying to have a healthy action, say mood follows action. Mood follows action. Don't wait for you to get motivated to lose weight or to do a healthy thing. Just start now. Just start with the smallest thing that you can do. Don't wait till you're in the mood to do a tiny action. Your mindset will follow. All right. Hope that helps today. Hope that keeps you on the right path. Go vegan. Hang in there. Until next time, I'll see you next week at Vegan Primary Care Live. Take care.